Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the true, the noble, the ever-present Dr. Yukon Socket. And today I am broadcasting to you from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I just recently found over at Magic GG on their Platinum Mythic list for June 20th, 2022. And I've named this deck God War, mostly because it's all about using this particular God card right here, even though you don't use it as a god. I tell you what, the name's stupid. We'll figure out something better for it later on. We'll see. So anyways, here's my deal: is I saw the Kami War, and I saw the Prismatic Bridge as God of the Tree. Those are two cards I've been very interested in, but I haven't really used before. The main reason why is because this one's a mythic, and being that it costs, I usually steer away from 5 colors. And so I think this is probably one of the last mythics I was collecting, just because I thought, when am I going to put together a 5-color deck? When am I going to go get that kind of stuff? That's not usually what happens. I'm more of a dual color kind of deck kind of guy. 5 colors, kind of the devil, right? And this, once again, is also a 5-color situation. But here we go. We're all ready to go. We got all the cards we need, and it's a 5-color situation. So let's see what this deck does, what it has, and then take it out and see how well it does there. At the low end, we've got 2 Infernal Grasp, going to do it some neck snapping. Destroy target creature, you lose 2 life, costs you only 2 mana. We go right into Azusa's Mini Journeys, costs you 2 to put out. If you notice, there's a lot of sagas inside here, so that seems to be kind of a theme. In this one, you got on turn 1, you get to play an additional land, so you can get 2 lands out relatively early, because you put this on turn 2, which means you could put out a 3rd land on turn 2 specifically. Then you gain 3 life on the next turn, and on the last one, you get out a 3/3, and whenever it becomes blocked, you untap up to 3 lands you control. So it looks like we got some ramp action going on associated with the Azusa's Mini Journeys there. Azusa! Then we got Courier's Briefcase. And, it's like I've played this a little bit. I don't really understand it. It's an expensive treasure, and you get a citizen. Now, a treasure is cool, but it's always better when you get it for free. And a citizen is all right, but it's always better when you get it for free. So I don't know why I want to pay and get both of them. I know it has that extra ability, which costs all 5, and because this is a 5-color promoting deck, I'm really hoping that we'll be able to use it to draw 3 cards at some point, because that would be cool. We got Shatterskull Smashing, which is traditionally just a red land, and it comes into play tapped. But you can pay 3 life to get it untapped, or you can use it for its other ability, which is to deal damage to up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If you do 6 or more, you do twice X instead of just X damage, right? That you're dividing amongst those 2 targets. We got Fable of the Mirror Breaker, or aka Kikijiki. First turn, it gives you a 2/2 red Goblin Shaman. Whenever it attacks, you get a treasure token. So that's great. A little bit of ramp right there, right? So we got ramping between Azusa. We got ramping with the Fable of the Mirror. And of course, that means on turn 2, you put on your 3rd, which means on your 3rd turn, you can definitely put out the Mirror Breaker here, which means that and a land, which would be at 4. So that means on turn 5, you attack. You put out another land, which would be 6, and then 7 at the end of turn 5. You're not really racing it too much at that point, but you are definitely getting yourself into a great position to where you can start casting your own Titans of Industry if it comes about that, right? As early as possible, perhaps even before turn 7, you're pretty much guaranteed to be able to be in the ability to cast these two right here. Especially if you're doing a lot of treasure tokens. That fills in the gaps a lot. Turn 2 of this, you discard up to 2 cards, and then you draw that many cards. So if you don't have what you need, you can always go digging for it, and this will help you get the cards you're looking for. And lastly, you get basically Kikijiki, who's a 2/2, at which point you can then tap him to create a copy of another target non-legendary creature. And as far as the creatures you have, you pretty much have a legendary creature, and you get Titan of Industry. So you'll be making a copy of either Titan of Industry, a Citizen, or one of these other guys that's popping out. It's Titan of Industry. That's who you really want to be making copies of right there. I'm a Titan of Industry, and I want to be copied. And we'll get to why that is in a little bit, right? Next, we get to Esika, God of the Tree, who I believe Esika is also the chariot driver there, but I wouldn't expect Esika to look like that for being a chariot driver. So Esika, when you put it out by herself, only costs you 3, has vigilance, it's a 1/4, and you can tap her for 1 mana of any color. So if you really need that extra mana, you got it right there. Other legendary creatures you control, you're not going to have other legendary creatures, so don't even bother with the rest of it, right? But reality, I think with this deck, it's all about the Prismatic Bridge. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature or planeswalker card. Put that card into the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Well, guess what? How many creatures do you have in this deck? You know what you got? You got Titan of Industry and Esika. So that means that every single upkeep, you only got 2 Esikas in there, which means if you have the Prismatic Bridge, there's only 1 other Esika in there. And you got 4 Titans of Industry. So pretty much it's going to be Titan of Industry, Titan of Industry, Titan of Industry, Titan of Industry, right in a row. Kind of like Legion Angel, but on super steroids, right? That's what you're going to get. So that's what the Prismatic Bridge is all about there for you. We got the Celestus. So once again, this is 1 mana of any color. Plus, it allows you to potentially draw a card and discard a card as well as get in life. So this gets you, your multicolor that you might need to be able to do the 5-color thing. You can put it on turn 3. As you can see, we got a lot of opportunities to get those 5 separate colors you're looking for. We got Binding of the Old Gods, one of the best Golgari cards out there. It's too bad that it's going to be rotating out in September. But we got Destroy Target Non-Land Permanent on its first turn. The second one, you go looking for a Forest card, which includes a card that has the word Forest in it, such as Ziatora's Proving Ground is a forest, and Jetmir's Garden is a forest, and Spara's Headquarters is a forest. So all of those are forests, which is fantastic, right? And lastly, creatures you control gain Death Touch. You're going to have some other weird guys, and you have a Titan of Industry. Something tells me Death Touch isn't going to matter too much, but whatever. You're going to be able to get some more lands going on there at least, right? We got Spirit Sister's Call. Of all the cards in here, this is the one I'm the most leery about. There's only one. There's only one of it, right? But it's at the beginning of your end step, choose target permanent card in your graveyard. You may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with the chosen card. And I'm guessing it means, in our case, enchantment, right? If you do, you return the chosen card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it gains if this permanent would leave the battlefield, exile it. Okay, so what I'm guessing this is about, and I'm hoping would be, is that you put out like the Spirit Sister, somebody killed your Prismatic Bridge, at which point then you could use this to sacrifice itself, and then go get the Prismatic Bridge and bring it back out. Because Prismatic Bridge is the engine for what this deck wants to do, which is to basically slam out Titans of Industry. What else could you do with it? I guess you can go get the Kami War too. That'd be another one. We'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, the next we have 4 of is Battle of Frost and Fire. So the Battle of Frost and Fire deals 4 damage to each non-giant creature and each planeswalker. So this is board wipe that'll take out most creatures and most planeswalkers for 5 mana. So that is fantastic. Then on the next turn, you got Scry for 3, so you got to set your next 3 turns up correctly. And then whenever you cast a spell with a value of 5 or greater, you draw 2 cards and then you discard a card. And 5 or greater is going to be everything from this over to the right. So we got a lot of stuff there, a lot of opportunity. Okay, so we got the Kami War, which looks like 6 mana. And the first turn, you exile target non-land permanent, much like the Binding of the Old Gods, except it's exile rather than destroy. On the second turn, you got return up to 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then each opponent draws a card. So basically, by returning something in the hand, if it gets it out of the way, and you can pretty much finish it off, then, great. If you can get rid of a token of some sort, which case then it just disappears entirely, that's even better, right? You get to draw a card, but whatever. People draw lots of cards, right? On the third turn, you get Okajichi, Made Manifest, who is a 6/6 flying trampling spirit dragon who is all colors. And when he attacks, defending player chooses a non-land card in your graveyard, return that card to your hand, and this guy gets plus X plus 0 until the end of the turn, where X is the mana value of that card. So non-land cards are going to be, I mean, the worst they'll do is be giving you back like Azusa's Mini Journeys or the Courier's Briefcase. So it could be 2, but you know, more likely we're talking it's going to be probably 4, maybe 5. And so on top of that, you're looking at this being like at least 7, possibly a lot more than that. So that's pretty sweet. That's definitely a great. He's got trample, man. What are you going to do? This is definitely Titan of Industry type of fight in there. We got Titan of Industry. So with Titan of Industry, you got Reach and Trample. And when he comes into play, you can do 2 of the following. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Target player yourself gains 5 life. Create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token. Or put a shield counter on a creature you control. All of those are great abilities. The biggest problem is just that you only get to choose 2 out of those, and you want to choose all 4. But man, it's just when you have these slamming in every single turn, it's going to be fantastic. Over here in the land category, we've got the Kamigawa White, which deals 4 points of damage to target blocking or attacking creature. We got 2 man lands right there. We've got, what else we got that's cool? Looks like about it. We got a bunch of tri-lands. We got a bunch of fast dual lands, a bunch of what could be fast dual lands. And is that we just have 1 swamp? Is that the only basic land we have this entire thing? Looks like it. Just 1 basic swamp. Must be a reason for it. All right, nothing in the sideboard. We have nothing that learns. Altogether, we've got 24 lands. And this thing has a ratio of 3.9. So anyways, let's take it out and see how well it does. And we're playing against CH1215. Or is it CH1215? All right, we've got a lot of weird stuff. This is the card we really want. Let's keep it. Red. All right, green. And we play a briefcase. Excellent. Ah, we got a citizen. Prepare to die. Prepare to be blocked. All right, there's 3. Esika. Yeah, it's not going to do us really a whole lot of greatness there. So we are done, and we shall simply block. I think we can pop out the prismatic bridge on the next turn. Let's see what we can do here. Yep. Now if they have a disenchant, we're screwed. Let's see. I think I'd like to gain 5 life and create a Rhino token. All right, CH1215. You're staring down a gun, the barrel of a gun right now. It's not just a gun. It looks like it's more like a cannon called the Titan of Industry. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Double block just to make sure. Doesn't try to do something tricksy. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was really weird. Oh, there we go. There's the trick right there. I got 4 mana coming up on my next turn. Ooh, I can see at least 2 cards that I can play. I'm going to pick up at least 1 land off of the Binding of the Old Gods. Let's go for a... Yeah, there you go. I know. You don't like that, huh? Victory! And I'm playing against Saint Panda. The patron saint of all Japanese raccoon bears. All right, we've got 3 mana going into a 4th, getting us this one right there. It's a whole lot of just control, a whole lot of not doing anything else. But we'll see. All right, so we've got every color but white so far. All right, so I can put this, get out the Celestus. Okay, so we're looking at snow-covered lands, which means we're going to look at Blizzard Brawls. Next turn, we can just battle a Fire and Frost. I might want to wait a little bit on that, though, just to make sure. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and just get rid of the Old Growth Troll, which means that he'll go away and then come back, which will allow us to wipe him off the board better later. And then we put out our treasure, which gets us a citizen. Yeah, the big thing I'm scared of probably the most at this point would be the Phyrexian green dude. Not an Old Growth Troll. Not particularly too worried about that. So we're not getting anywhere. You know, we're not making any progress. So I'd like to just chill a little bit and bait them a little bit more. What does a Hound Tamer do? I'm going to get rid of the guy that gets a little bit of growth there, because I can wipe out the Old Growth Troll with the Battle of Frost and Fire. If they get above the level, I can't make it there. Alright, well, hopefully he doesn't Old Growth it beyond 4. Doesn't really matter now, does it? Alright, yeah, because I got to wipe them both out. I'm just going to take the 7. I'd take the 7 regardless of what happens. At least this way I feel good to him killing something. Alright, things are looking bad, aren't they? Come on, 4. Come on, 4. Come on, 4. Come on, 4. Yes. That one's got a white in it. That's good. Come from the land of the pits and fire. Dead. Probably have to pop one of these to get some cards. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can pay for my own Titans of Industry at this point. Come on. There we go. Okay. All right, so we got another 4 coming on this next thing. Here comes 8. Ooh, this bites. Draw a card. Yeah, things could get better. All right, so here we go. Problem is I got to live through this. I got 8 coming right now. That's fine. We got to wipe the board, unfortunately. That's going to take some mana. All right, well, this is 5 or greater, so that's fine. Means he's still going to pop it. That sucks. He's saving both of his guys. Oh, lucky jerk. Ah. I say that's the best I could do is pop out a single dude to actually do some protection. But if they're going to have trample on them, it's not going to help me out too much. Yeah, there's the third guy. That sucks. All right, so they all got trample. I got nothing. Yeah, suck it, old growth troll. All right, we're playing against Shinobu. We got lots of mana, Titan of Industry, some weird stuff. This could be a bad idea to try to play this hand, but, you know, we'll never know until we try, right? Tri-land. Let's see, what am I missing here? Let's play black. Put out a briefcase, get ourselves a citizen! Alright, so red. Put out a blue-black. And let's go all in for the attack now. Alright, come on. This is a treasure, so I'm good to go. I can get out the prismatic bridge, and then we'll be fantastic. I gained 3 life. Auto pay! And now they're looking at my card. All right, doesn't appear that they have a disenchant. And Titan of Industry. And then we win. Yeah, Rage Quit. That's the way this deck usually wins the game. All right, playing against Laura Croft's Toy. Right. Let's see. This is not a good hand. We don't want these in our hands. We want them in the library. So 2 manas in this. This is a bad hand. We will mulligan this. This is way better. Mana, 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 mana. I will keep it. I'm not sure. The Spirit Sister is the one. I know what it does. It goes and gets something. It goes and gets like the Prismatic Bridge, but I've yet to find a reason for that. I mean, it has to be in the graveyard too. It's not like it goes through your library. It seems like there's better ways of getting that stuff back. 1. Let's see, do we have all the colors we need? We got blue, we got white. I don't have any green is the problem. There's our green. And then from here, let's put out a little, I don't know, red and black sounds good. Let's see. That's not going to do anything against it right at the moment. I should just chill out. The question is that do we have, we don't have white other than this. All right, do they have a disenchant? That is the question. Nope, they just have more Luminarchs. Oh, that is a bad draw on our part. Let's see, what do we need here? We got blue, green. I'll just put out another blue, that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and do the Kami War. Really, Esika is probably the worst draw at this point. Gotta have her in there, there's a problem. Come on, there he is. I'll take 5 life. I'll destroy target artifact. And I think now we can Shatterskull Smash. 1, 2. All right, now we're looking good. What do I got there? 6 mana. I need 1 more to cast my own. And we win. Victory! All right, so here we are with our God War deck. I got to give it a better name than that. And it's amazing how many people will just quit when facing down a Titan of Industry. And even more so, when there are 2 Titan of Industries, they just immediately quit. There is like nothing that they will do when you've got 2 Titan of Industries out. So, yeah, that's what this deck taught me, is that Titan of Industries are, I mean, I guess I faced them down myself, but man, people are just not prepared for all of that. This deck is incredible. It is really good. And I got to say that I really am amazed by its ability to put out mana as quickly as it does, and get them to 5 color mana as quickly as it does is it's just off the charts in my opinion. Where does the secret come from? It's that Courier's Briefcase. I really understand its value now. I did not before. Like, what's really great about Courier's Briefcase is it comes out and it's a treasure, right? Whatever, it's a stupid treasure. I mean, you get treasures from everywhere. But even more so, you get a citizen. And it's a stupid citizen, but at least it's a citizen. It's somebody that can usually block somebody for 1 turn. And that's a turn. That's time, man. And then that 5, usually you need that Briefcase to be able to cast your Prismatic Bridge on turn 4. Because, man, turn 4, and you're putting out essentially a Titan of Industry, that is beyond other people's ability to deal with. They just cannot deal with it. And then worst case scenario, you're sitting there without the cards you need to be able to get your combo going or whatever. As long as you got that 5 mana going on, you could draw 3 cards, which is usually going to get you what you need. You need something. The Kami War, this guy is good if you get to him. He just takes a little bit of time, though. But the first 2 effects, turn 1 and first 2, are great, right? I mean, it's exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls. That's even better than Binding of the Old Gods, right? And the second one is return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Each opponent then draws a card. That's essentially get rid of something as well, especially if it's a token. Sure, they get a card out of the deal, but that's like the best possible payment for having to do something for somebody. And last one is what do we got here? A 6/6 flying trample spirit dragon. So, I mean, defending player choose an non-land card in your graveyard, return that card to your hand. It's just too good. So, Battle of Frost and Fire. I mean, what's great about this deck is that all of these other cards in here are like the saga enchantments that are powerful. And they've got lots of things going on. So you got a lot of events occurring, which is a lot of power for what you pay into it. Now, from what I've seen with this deck, the problem is that it's a little slow, right? So fast decks have the ability to overwhelm you. And one time it was that we put out the Battle of Frost and Fire. We're just totally destroying a couple of trolls, and they just happened to have the ability to make both their trolls indestructible, which was then I completely was unable to do anything because I needed to wipe that board to keep myself alive. So people have tricks. They can survive your board wipes and stuff like that. But, I mean, this deck does a fantastic job of delivering for being 5 colors and doing what it needs to do. So let's talk about this deck. We'll give it the ratings there. Let's talk. So is this deck competitive? And I think, yeah, it is. I mean, we picked it up off of the Platinum Mythic list. Therefore, it is competitive at this moment. And I'd say in my play of it, it does very well. I mean, there are times you lose, there's times you win, but I think it actually wins more times than it loses, right? The question, is it fun? Yeah, it's lots of fun. For me, the most fun is watching those Titans of Industry slide into play at the, the end of your turn? What does that say exactly there? At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal top card from the top of your library. That's your upkeep. So at the beginning of your turn, all of a sudden you got this Titan of Industry slam in there. Man, the only thing that would be better is if you could just give it haste as well. I'm sure there's some cards we could put in. It's 5 color. We can get some sort of like all your creatures have haste kind of thing going on. But, it kind of offsets the balance here. But I love seeing that slam in and getting those 2 Titan of Industry abilities as well as having a Titan of Industry. That is insane. Last thing is there a theme? And it's not really themey. The way I think of this as being more of a theme is it's really a kind of enchantment base is what we kind of got going on here. So it's kind of an enchantment deck. Okay. So I want to call this thing then. It's a 5-color enchantment deck. Let's call it that. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. It was a great deck. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to give this one. I'm going to give it an A+. I'm going to give this an A+ deck. I can see myself playing this one casually on the side. I can see me just pulling it out every once in a while just because I think it's got a lot of good fun to it. And I just love the surprise traps. The problem with this deck, in my opinion, is that people rage quit from the Titan of Industry too often. So you don't get a chance to actually rage in on them and just destroy them. It's usually slam, Titan of Industry, and then they just abandon the game. So if you like winning, it's a great deck. If you like beating somebody into submission, it's a little disappointing. But there you go. So I hope you have as much fun with this deck as I did. That's all for now. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, I want you to have a great day. In the words of my people, word to your mother. Bye.